All right, so the last couple of days we've been talking about how you can be unique or differentiated or be able to charge a premium for your products or your services, which of course goes into the last piece of the value proposition, which is the pricing spectrum. How much are you going to charge for your products or your services? So of course we have differentiated and unique, and we have low cost. The last couple of sessions I've been talking about how you can be unique. Don't always default into being the low cost provider. You can charge more for your products and services. Always think that way. How can you be unique as you come into the market? So, okay, that's a great conversation to have, but how do you do that? What is the thinking or the process or the mind frame you need to be in to consistently and constantly be able to charge a premium for your products and services, and or being able to constantly be unique or think uniquely about how you can do something different with your business? All right, so that's what we're going to talk about today. Kind of get into some of the process or some of the ways that you can be thinking about how to stay ahead of the curve and how to be unique with your product or your service. All right, stay tuned. What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Tremain Show. I'm Tremain Davis, and today we're talking about how to be unique, how to innovate. How do you keep it fresh? How do you keep it something that people are always going to be paying a price premium for? That sounds good. Be unique, be differentiated, always be innovative, always come up with something new and fresh. But how do you actually do that? I think sometimes we say things and we say words and don't ever give any follow-up about how you actually do that. Of course, on this channel, I'm one of those people that I like to break things down. I like to give you everything that you need, all the knowledge, all the information that you need to be successful based on my experiences, of course, because I hate when people give me information that they haven't actually done themselves. It's nothing wrong with textbook information or school book information. That's great, but it's much more effective for me when I can hear your experience and you can tell me exactly what I need to do based on some things that you've actually done and tried yourself. So I have had tons of clients who have had to be in spaces where they have had to innovate and they have had to stay ahead of the curve in order to stay and just in a premium position as far as their products and services are concerned. For you as an entrepreneur, what does that actually mean though? I've seen other businesses do it. I've done it myself with my businesses, had a couple of businesses and invested in a couple of businesses where you had to always be coming up with the newest, bestest, freshest thing in order to stay ahead. But if you're thinking that way, and so that brings me to my first point, is that you always have to be thinking ahead. You can't be sitting back, resting on your laurels and thinking that what you have right now is always going to be the product or the service that's going to take you into the future. It can take you right now, and you may have a great product right now. You may have something that people are willing to pay a price premium for, but what can you always be doing to look ahead, look for the future? How is this product going to size up in the market 5 years from now, 3 years from now? Now, everybody knows that technology is changing. The world as we know it is getting smaller because of things like globalization. And all that means is just that everybody around the globe is able to connect with one another in ways that they just haven't been able to do in decades past and in times past. But now they can. So things like Fiverr, where you can hire somebody that lives in Bangladesh to do some graphic design for you. That wasn't available 20 years ago, but now it is. So the world is getting smaller. And because of all of these facts and because of all of this technology, the way to stay ahead is becoming paramount to every business on the planet. The thing that you need to do to stay ahead of the curve, you have to stay on par with what's happening in society, and it's moving so quickly. So the first thing you need to do as an entrepreneur is think ahead. Always be thinking about what's happening next, what's going on in your industry, what changes are seeming like they may be being made. Are there regulations from the government that may be coming up? All of this medical marijuana and legalization of marijuana, that whole conversation is heating up because the federal government is thinking about making it legal. And that's always, of course, been the thing that's been holding back that industry from exploding, because technically the federal government still has it as an illegal law on the books, but they're talking about now, the discussion is happening as we speak. So of of course, when you're talking about planning for that industry and people who are in that industry, they're looking at what's going on from a regulation standpoint, and they're trying to figure out how they can change up or adjust their products and services to match what could be coming down the pike as far as new regulation, because that'll open things up. All right, so those are the type of things that you have to be aware of. Always be keenly aware of what's going on in your industry. All right, so you have to be aware, and you always have to be thinking ahead. The second thing you can be doing is be looking at what your competition is doing. Never think that you are in a vacuum working by yourself on a particular project. There's always a competition out there of somebody that's trying to take market share or take market space from you. Even if you're the small little guy, you always got to be looking left, looking right, have that horizontal sort of outlook so that you can see what's happening around you in your industry, so that you can be aware and abreast of what your competitors are doing. And think about it like this. This is business class 101. It may not necessarily always be a competitor that's in your industry that's taking clients from you. Sometimes there can be a competitor that may be in another industry that's taking clients away from you. So I'll give you an example. The train industry, as far as transporting freight is concerned, the train industry is like, okay, well, if I have a train company and we transport freight from here to New York, and I'm in DC, from DC to New York, and there's another train operator that is, taking freight from DC to New York, or taking things or moving things from DC to New York on the train, we're competitors, of course. We're two train companies that are taking freight up and down the rail or the train tracks from DC to New York. So we're competing on prices, we're competing on things like that. But think about it like this. The trucking industry, the trucking industry is not a train industry, it's not a rail industry, but they also take freight up and down the coast from DC to New York. So they will be a competitor even though they're not in the train industry. And so that can be something that you may be encountering with your business. And I'm gonna have to actually do a whole video on this because this is very interesting. This is something that could be happening in your business where your competitors may not even look like you. So your customers may be able to get that need filled by competitors that don't even necessarily look like you or are even in your industry. So you have to be aware of these things, and I'm just giving you some information and some ways that you can approach your industry so that you can always stay ahead of the curve. Innovation is one of those things. Charging a price premium, which is what started this conversation, is one of those things that you want to always keep at the forefront or front of mind. How can we differentiate and how can we be unique as a company? These are the things that you need to be thinking about in order to always stay ahead. So we're going to break this out a little bit more. I feel like this is an in-depth conversation, a little bit more complex than I actually thought. Well, I knew it was a complex conversation, but as I'm talking about it, I really feel like I need to do a couple of videos to really kind of nail down and dig in a little bit more so you guys can have some more context about how to stay innovative and how to stay ahead. All right, as usual, like, subscribe, share, send this information to every entrepreneur that you know. Also, as usual, the best form of support is just you being here with me today, and I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right, I'm Tremain Davis, and I see you all in the next video. Peace. This video is brought to you by Davis & Davis Investments and Management, a full-service business solutions firm. So whether you need one-on-one business coaching or training, or whether you need business strategy development, or if you just need to learn how to shoot professional videos from your iPhone so you can move some of your content online, we've been helping businesses win for over 10 years. So click the link below, grab your free consultation to see if we're the right fit for you.
So, thank you for watching our video, and make sure subscribe to your channel, click the button, and 2-5. Bye!
Hold on.
Bye!
Good job.
Bye!
TJ just told everybody to subscribe to the channel and look below and click the button. Good job, TJ.
Bye.
Bye.